Ilva has just been living her best life in the Hungry Hounds Hebrides shop. She's never been so attentive. Yes, she's been absolutely made up with that shop. So we are, I don't leave these on there because we parked in the shade. We just parked up in the store on the way to for Alistair to go and see if there's any beers at the beer shop, at the local brewery, and then I think we're going to head over to our cottage, which I think we can check in at 4, and it's 2:30 now. We're probably about an hour and a half on the other side of the island, so far so good. It was a really calm crossing, which was great. I was totally overdressed. I've got thermal long johns, thermal vest, this thick top, my such winter's day, my fleecy lined trousers, and I had my coat. I didn't need my coat. It's been very mild and sunny today, which is great. Right, this is our little holiday cottage. There's the paps. There's our view. Stones. Hope you can hear me because it is a bit breezy. This is older than Stonehenge, nearly 5,000 years old. It's in the shape of a cross, like this is the long bit. There's Alistair and Ilva. Got the place to ourselves because it doesn't actually open until the end of March, so that's quite good. There you go. I can't pronounce it, but because it's in Gaelic, but this is a black house village, and these are black houses, so the houses that people used to live in. You can actually rent some of these and stay in them as holiday lets. Thatched roofs and Alistair for scale. These are tiny houses, and this is what it's called. Can't pronounce it. It's still windy, so hopefully you can hear me. Just been in the Isle of Harris tweed shop, bought some things. They're all wrapped there. We're in Tarbert on the Isle of Harris now, which is basically the same island as Lewis. I don't know why they've got different bits called different islands, but never mind. That's the Isle of Harris distillery. I forgot to say that's a gin distillery, and they do really pretty bottles, so I'll take a picture later because Alistair's obviously bought some. We're on the Isle of Harris and it's very windy, but I'm going to show you the view. This is the bottle. I'm going to use it as a lampshade stand once he's drunk it. I'm trying to block the wind, so hopefully you can hear me. We're at a site of an old Norse mill. I think as in like a flour mill rather than a weaving mill. So in case you didn't know, the Vikings lived in this island for about 500 years, so there's quite a lot of Nordic stuff. I'm going in, got a duck, it's very... oh, it's out the wind. Right, you'll be able to hear me now. Here you go. There's the hopper, I think they call it, and the mill to make them flour. Go back out through the teeny tiny door. What's that one? You? Ooh, spiders, man. I forgot what it said this one was, which is rather useless. It's maybe like a little house seating area. A fire pit, maybe? Right, we need to find a sign. I'll try and find more information. So I guess this would have been where the water came down to operate the mill. Maybe. We're guessing because there's no signage. See the thatched roof, and then the netting, and then the stones holding it on. Alistair's googling to see if we can find out more. Okay, we've done some googling, and this was the kiln. It isn't immediately obvious how this worked, but half of the floor area comprises a raised stone platform within which is set a circular stone lined pit. This presumably contained the fire that heated and dried the grain spread out around the remainder of the kiln. There you go. It's a mill and a kiln from ye olde days. Can't keep my head up. The list show continues. Sorry, there's loads of there's lots of videos. Right, I'll just show you in here. This is a little shieling. There's the bed. I had to duck to get in the door to give you a scale. I'm only 5'2". Little fire. And I'll just give you, I'll say this before I step outside because it's so windy, but I'll just give you a view of what the land looks like on Lewis. Harris is much more mountainous and rocky, but you'll see what Lewis looks like in the next video. The beach by our cottage is like sinking sand today. That, or we've all put a lot of weight on over the last few days. That's what we were just stood on. know why my camera's so dark today. Anywho, we're off back down to Harris. We don't actually know if we're on Harris or Lewis still at the moment. We haven't noticed the signs, so maybe we're still on Lewis. So it doesn't let you zoom in on here, but that land in the distance is the Isle of Skye. The east side of Harris, actually quite a lot of Harris, it's pretty ugly really. Not the nice beaches that are on the south and the west side. It's our last morning, so this is the last of the waves. This is probably the last video on Lewis. This is Lewes Castle, which used to be a castle and is now part of the University of Highlands and Islands, one of their campuses. And there's the port. I think we'll be getting the ferry from there. I don't think that's ours. How many layers?